So let's talk about the specific technologies that I have on my phone. So this is what I use. I have some other of these technologies, these chips here, that I put on my computer. I have it on my routers, and people who have microwave ovens, people who have smart TVs, people who have Bluetooth in cars need protection. So can we start with this technology and explain in a simple way? I know it's a very sophisticated technology, much more sophisticated than people realize. But what's the basic mechanism that this is working on, and how it's protecting us, and why it's important?
Yeah, sure. So let's start with how a cell phone, let's say, or radiation impacts you in the first place. So in order to understand how our technology works, it's important to understand that aspect first. So when you're on the phone, let's say, there's repetitive frequencies that are bombarding your cells, and your cells are not used to repetitive constant frequencies. Your cells are used to randomized low Hertzian frequencies, like the Earth's magnetic field your body likes, but cell phone radiation that's oscillating an extremely high frequency, your body doesn't know what to do with. It interprets it as a foreign invader. And so what we do and what our technology does, it's a patented polymer material that in the presence of radiation, the polymer gets stimulated. So it literally gets stimulated by the very radiation that it ultimately counteracts. And rather than blocking and shielding or diverting the radiation, which also would block, shield, and divert the signal that your phone or your wireless router needs to communicate, what we do is we change the way your body interprets that radiation. So basically think of it as almost like a surfer, right? So you have radiation wave that your body doesn't know what to do with, and our technology, when stimulated by radiation, piggybacks onto the radiation that bombards your body. And it piggybacks in a randomized fashion. And that, in physics, that's called a superposition effect. And so when you have a repetitive wave from your phone, and you have a randomized wave from our patented technology, the ultimate outcome is a randomized wave. And the randomized wave is something that your body understands and knows what to do with. The repetitive wave from your cell phone, it doesn't. So we're literally camouflaging, we're changing the way your biofield, your body's energetics, interpret the signal from your cell phone. And the brilliant aspect behind the invention is that it needs radiation to be powered. So when there's no radiation present, our technologies literally sit dormant. They would be on your wireless router, they would be on your cell phone, they would be on your cordless phone, but they sit dormant until radiation shows up. So it's almost like, metaphorically speaking, it's almost like a missile defense program, in the sense that once our technology detects and is stimulated by radiation, it does its job. And so in a laboratory setting, what we have seen is that this intervention of our technology on your phone, on your wireless router, on your wireless devices that you may have at home, in your office, or in your car, that changes, for example, the specific absorption rate. So we had tests conducted at laboratories that conduct specific absorption rate testing. Specific absorption rate testing is the testing to see how much radiation penetrates your tissue, for example, your brain tissue. And that's one of the issues with these tumors, gliomas, etc. These are tumors on the outside lining of the brain. So what we're seeing is that if you're changing the specific absorption rate, or SAR as it's called, that is obviously something that's positive for you, for your body. And we have seen that when our technology is in the mix and it's on your phone, that changes the specific absorption rate of the radiation that you're exposed to. Another thing that we've seen is that heart rate variability changes. So when your body experiences toxicity, usually the heart rate goes up because the body experiences a fight or flight response. Well, what we've seen is that the body remains much more balanced when an intervention technology like our patented technology is in the mix. What we've also seen is in human biofield testing that stress response in different areas of your body, different energetic systems of your body, that stress response is modulated and balanced much more properly than it would be without the intervention technology. So when you go down the list of tests that have been conducted behind this patented technology, it becomes very clear that we're literally changing the way the radiation impacts your body. What the ultimate outcome then is of that change, of course, there's many factors in your life. If you're not eating properly, if you're not hydrating properly, and if you're living, let's say, next to a nuclear power plant that just exploded, yeah, there's other environmental toxicity factors that clearly we cannot control or our technology cannot control. But what you can control is your wireless lifestyle, and what you can control is how you interact with wireless radiation. So again, to summarize, the approach here is not to block, shield, or divert radiation when it comes to wireless equipment, because wireless equipment needs a signal to communicate. If you send me a text message, an email, or a picture, or an audio file, there needs to be a signal that needs to be intact in order for that to reach my phone and in order for me to be able to read it or listen to it. So diverting, blocking, and shielding is not the answer. The answer is changing the way your body interprets it and responds to it. And that's where our technologies come in. So whether it's the Gia Universal Guard that you held up, or the Gia Cell Guard that you held up, or the Gia Car Harmonizer, for example, that people can put in their vehicles, especially now with hybrids and electrical vehicles and the Teslas of the world and all these great inventions, well, they're awesome for the environment, but they're really, really bad from an electric pollution exposure perspective. And so even in those arenas, we've come up with solutions that are powered by this patented technology that was developed and is US patented since the early 2000s, and we're just extremely blessed to be able to bring this to market.
You know, I feel really blessed to have found you because we need protection, there's no doubt about it. And we need to find technologies that have been proven and studied and patented so we know that we actually are truly getting protected. And that's what has really drawn me to your company and why I have been using your technology for 10 years. And in actual fact, I wouldn't dare be without it. I've been using it for over 10 years, so I have everything in my home covered. So I think maybe just one last point. I think you've done a great job, Alfred, in getting people to understand not only the problem, but also that there is a solution. Who do you recommend uses this for? You know, where would you be using it? How often? Who needs to be protected?
Well, really the $1 million question is who wouldn't need it? And there's not a whole lot of people that come to mind. I mean, the reality is this. When we first started this concept and started bringing this to the world, there were 1.5 billion cell phone users on the planet. Now there's 6 billion. When we started, there was 5 billion wireless devices on the planet. Now there's about 18 to 20 billion. So what we're seeing is, and by the way, all of these numbers that I just mentioned, they need to be supported by infrastructure, your cell phone tower, your antennas, etc. So we've been inundated with radiation exposure to the nth degree. And so the reality is that whether you're a child, whether you're a young adult, a teenager, whether you're 70 years old or 100 years old, you need to start thinking about incorporating intelligent solutions into your wireless lifestyle. And I think we need to be very prudent here. People hear about cancers and tumors and really, really horrible illnesses, conditions, and diseases. We cannot sit here and say that technologies like the ones that we are putting out there, that they will prevent cancers or tumors or diagnose or cure or mitigate disease. That would be unreasonable thing to say. What we can say is we know how magical the human body is when the body is given the opportunity to resist and given the opportunity to be at its best. And that's what innovative wellness is about. The tagline for us as a company is to bring innovative wellness solutions to the wireless world. Wellness innovations into the wireless world. That's the key here, is that we give you proper hydration, energy, and nourishment in all the categories that our company operates in to make sure that you have the best chance to thrive in this assault that you're exposed to on a daily basis. So, to answer your question, it's every demographic. It's kids, it's adults, it's elderly, it's people that have already experienced health issues, it's people that don't experience health issues yet. The reality is electromagnetic radiation is the fastest growing toxin on the planet. And the same way that people are concerned about water pollution, air pollution, and soil pollution, they definitely need to be concerned about electric pollution, because as we like to say it, all those other environmental pollutants are like small flames. Electromagnetic radiation is the gasoline that's poured on all of them.
Yeah.
It's the gasoline that exaggerates and exasperates every single of one of these other toxins. So when you are already not nourished properly because let's say your nutrition habits are not good, or when you're not hydrated properly, or when you're having heavy metals in your nutrition or in your hydration, or you're somehow exposed to soil pollution or air pollution in a polluted city, if you overlay electric pollution on that, now you're in real trouble. So all we're trying to do is equip people with intelligent information, number one, and with patented, validated solutions that allow them to create interventions to this wireless lifestyle so that they don't have to have a change in behavior. We're not asking people to throw away their cell phones and to make sure that there's no wireless routers in their houses anymore. What we're saying is if you're going to use them in a smart way.
Well, I think you've summed it up really well, and I like to say that this type of protection is the cheapest health insurance you can ever get. Just protect yourself, protect your family. The danger is real, as you so clearly stated, and we have technologies such as the Gia Wellness technology that is proven, patented, that can actually protect our bodies, so we can thrive in the years and decades ahead and enjoy our life and enjoy our technologies. So, Alfred, I think you've done a great job. You've explained it so well, and I really thank you for your time today and for your great service and commitment to providing us with the strategies to keep us all healthy and thriving. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome.